DG58 LSW conversion kit. So make sure you guys have the jack conversion kit for the DG58 LSW. It's a jack nightshade rifle kit for mobility and handling, tac stand spread, and rate of fire. You lose bullet velocity and range, damage, and magazine ammo capacity, but trust me, this beats literally everything. Like every single SMG, every single AR, this is the best build. I'm about to show you everything else. Throw on the Cassis brake for the horizontal recoil and firing aim stability. Now you lose some aim down sight speed. Some people choose the Zemin 35 compensated flash hider. I didn't choose it because you lose a 5% bullet velocity. Now, if you don't mind the 5% and you like it better than the Cassis brake, then be my guest. I just think that it kind of has the same effect as the Cassis brake, but you lose bullet velocity. My personal preference for the optic is the Niter model 2023. This thing is absolutely amazing. I did initially use the Jack Glassless optic, but I found myself way more accurate with the Niter. Now, some people choose not to use the optic. If you want to use that, then cool. 40 round mag is absolutely amazing. I don't recommend 20 because this is not multiplayer. And the last thing I put on is a 5.8 by 42 high grain rounds for the bullet velocity and damage range. This helps by 15%. You lose recoil overall, but the thing is, you're not even going to notice it, and I can't wait to show you. So this is what it does. This thing is absolutely hectic. It's an absolute freak of nature. Even long range is amazing, which I'm absolutely surprised about. Like, something like this, you would expect it to sort of have a flaw, but it really doesn't have a flaw. So here's the entire class setup right here. Have fun using this gun because it is absolutely meta in every way, shape, and form. The WASP-9 for you guys, and I think you guys will absolutely love this one. Throw on the Zemin 35 compensated flash hider for the shorter radar pings, vertical recoil, horizontal recoil, and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed and bullet velocity. We're going to take care of that. Throw on the DR6 hand stop for aim down sight speed, aim walking speed, sprint to fire speed, and movement speed at the cost of hip fire and tac stance spread, and aim walking steadiness. 9mm high grain rounds for bullet velocity and damage range at the cost of recoil control, which you will not notice. 40 round mag, I just don't think 50 is worth it. You're going to lose too much, and I think 40 is more than enough for this gun. And the Niter model 2023, this is just my personal preference. If you guys want to use something else, feel free, but this is what I like to use. This gun is super easy to use, and honestly, it gets the job done very quickly. So here's the entire class setup right here. This is something that I highly consider using. I think you guys will absolutely love it. Next is the SOA Subverter. This thing is still meta for long range, so you guys have to have the best class setup for it. Throw on the Cassis brake L for the horizontal recoil and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed. Put on the Dozer 90 long barrel for bullet velocity and range, firing aim stability, gun kick control, and recoil control at the cost of aim walking speed, sprint to fire speed, aim walking steadiness, and aim down sight speed. Put on the 50 round drum just because there's no reason to use 30 when you have 50 bullets. Trust me, you want to have as many as possible with this. Put on a Jack Glassless optic for the precision sight and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed. And finally, put on the Motion V2 heavy stock for recoil control and gun kick control at the cost of aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed. This thing really gets the job done very easily. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it does a fantastic job at every single range. So if you're not using this class setup, I would be gravely disappointed for you because someone's absolutely gonna gun you with this class right here. So here's the entire class. Please take a picture, screenshot of whatever you guys have to do because this is definitely meta and it will easily get the job done for you. The BP50 is honestly still one of the best guns in the game right now, and with the HRM9 getting nerfed, this is definitely a top contender. Make sure you guys have the Jack Revenger kit. This maxes out the magazine ammo capacity, vertical recoil, aim down sight speed, and movement speed. You lose reload quickness, bullet velocity, and range, and horizontal recoil, but we're going to take care of that with this class setup. Put on the Cassis brake for horizontal recoil and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed, which is already taken care of. Put on the 9mm high grain rounds for bullet velocity and damage range at the cost of recoil control, which is already taken care of. Throw on the Kimura RYL 33 laser light for aim walking steadiness, tac stance spread, sprint to fire speed, aim down sight speed. The only con is the laser and flashlight is visible in ADS, but this thing is so quick. Finally, put on the TRS T4 grip tape for the firing aim stability, recoil control, and gun kick control at the cost of aiming idle sway. This weapon is absolutely insane, and I'm not gonna lie, it's one of the fastest killing weapons in the game right now, especially with the fact that the HRM9 got nerfed. It's just an insane contender. This is something you definitely have to consider, so make sure you guys have this in your arsenal. And if you guys don't, here's the entire class right here. I think you guys want to try it out. I think you guys will absolutely love it. I don't really recommend the base version just because this version right here is incredibly fast and really gets the job done the way you need it to. Number 5 is the BAL-27 because I know you guys wanted to have a class set up with this gun, so I have to oblige. Throw on the Cassis brake for the horizontal recoil and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed. Put on the Bruin heavy support grip for gun kick control, aiming idle sway, horizontal recoil, and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed and vertical vertical recoil. Put on the Crown H3 barrel for bullet velocity and range, aim walking speed, aiming out of sway, and movement speed at the cost of hip fire, attack, stand spread, and sprint to fire speed. 60 round mag is just the best possible choice overall. You want as many bullets as possible. And finally, the Ardent Taq stock for gun kick control, firing aim stability, and recoil control at the cost of sprint to fire speed, hip fire, and attack, stand spread, sprint speed, and tactical sprint speed. This weapon is pretty reliable at close and medium range. I really wouldn't recommend it at super long range, and I'll show you guys why right now. I just think that it bounces way too much at long range, and honestly, it's not super accurate. Now, if you are accurate with it, be my guest to actually use it long range. But as you guys see, short range, fantastic. Medium range, fantastic. Long range is just not it. So avoid that, and here's the entire class setup right here. But the Ram 7 is still absolutely meta, and I have the absolute best class setup for you guys, regardless of the nerf. Throw on the Cassis Break for horizontal recoil, firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed. Throw on the Cronin Headwind Long Barrel for bullet velocity and range, aiming out of sway and firing aim stability at the cost of hip fire, attack, stand spread, aim walk speed, and sprint to fire speed. Throw on the Brune Heavy Support Grip for gun kick control, aiming out of sway, horizontal recoil, and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed and vertical recoil. 60 round drum is the best possible choice overall. And finally, the HVS 3.4 pad for gun kick control and recoil control at the cost of sprint speed and sprint to fire speed. This weapon is absolutely amazing. It really gets the job done super easily. I'm not gonna lie, it's always been one of my favorite weapons. Even with the nerf, as many times as they try to nerf this thing, it's still absolutely meta. So this is something that I highly recommend trying out, and if you haven't already, here's the entire class setup right here. Make sure you guys take a picture, and if you guys do like this class, let me know in the comment section. Next, we're gonna throw on the Striker. Now with the Zemin 35 compensated flash hider, this shortens the radar pings, helps with vertical recoil, horizontal recoil, and firing aim stability. You do lose some aim down sight speed and bullet velocity, but those are things we're gonna take care of later on in the class setup. Put on the DR6 hand stop for aim down sight speed, aim walking speed, sprint to fire speed, and movement speed. You do lose some hip fire and attack stand spread, which really doesn't matter that much, and you lose some aim walking steadiness, but I don't think that's a big deal. Look at the pros you actually receive with mobility and handling. Definitely worth it. Put on the .45 auto high grain rounds for no enemy skulls, bullet velocity, and damage range. This gives a huge buff in the range category, all 15%ers, and the recoil is reduced, but with the Zemin 35, you won't even notice the reduction, and this thing gives it no recoil with incredible range. Give it the 48 round mag. I was considering the 60, but it just slows you down way too much. Literally, it's twice the amount of the 48 round mag, so the 48 is just the best possible choice overall. And last but not least, put on the Lockman Recon Series stock for gun kick control, aiming out of sway, and recoil control. Now, with everything that we had as a benefit, all the cons are basically going to get counteracted. And this thing is actually incredible. This is actually something you can use in multiplayer too, just in the event you actually wanted to try it out. Look at this. It has basically no recoil, and it's incredibly powerful and kills incredibly fast. So this is definitely a class setup that I highly recommend. It's actually considered the meta SMG right now. So if you guys want to try it out, feel free, especially with the massive buff it has. Like, the damage is just absolutely insane. Next, we're going to throw on the Striker 9 for the people that, you know, the Striker isn't their cup of tea, but the Striker 9 with the fast fire rate is. Throw on the L4R flash hider for the muzzle flash concealment, recoil control, and gun kick control at the cost of aim down sight speed. Put on the Striker Elite long barrel for bullet velocity, aiming out of sway, recoil control, and damage range at the cost of hip fire and attack stand spread, movement speed, aim walking speed, and sprint to fire speed. Throw on the DR6 hand stop for aim down sight speed, aim walking speed, sprint to fire speed, and movement speed at the cost of hip fire and attack stand spread, and aim walking steadiness. Throw on the 50 round drum because this is my personal preference. And last but not least, the Lockman Recon Series stock for the gun kick control, aiming out of sway, and recoil control at the cost of hip fire and attack stand spread, sprint to fire speed, movement speed, and sprint speed. So I want to show you guys just how amazing this thing is. It's amazing at every single range, and it's actually terrifying that it's that good. Now, super long range, it will get the job done. Now, you have to be a little bit accurate, but I mean, a little bit of accuracy goes a long way, as you guys see. So here's the entire class setup mic right here. Please take a picture, screenshot, whatever you guys have to do, because I know you guys are going to love this one. The SVA 545 is meta right now. If you guys aren't using it, I'm very disappointed in you. Throw on the VT7 Spirit Fire Suppressor for the being undetectable by the radar, recoil control, and bullet velocity and range at the cost of aim down sight speed, aim walking steadiness, and sprint to fire speed. Throw on the STV Precision Barrel for aiming out of sway, bullet velocity and range, gun kick control, and recoil control at the cost of aim down sight speed, hip fire and attack stand spread, aim walking speed, and sprint to fire speed. Throw on the Brune Heavy Support Grip for gun kick control, aiming out of sway, horizontal recoil, and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed and vertical recoil. 60 round mag, just my personal preference. And finally, the Jack Glasses Optic, which is absolutely amazing. Make sure you guys set this thing to semi-auto so that you can constantly get those 2 bullets incredibly fast. And I'm not gonna lie, this thing kills faster than like basically any AR right now. So if you guys aren't using this, I'm incredibly disappointed because a lot of people are going to gun you with this weapon, so make sure you guys have it in your arsenal. And we have one more weapon for you guys before we get into that.
Have you ever ran the Rebirth nuke and realized it truly is next to impossible? Then check out the Nuke Squad, the largest nuke looking for group Discord. The Nuke Squad Discord has over 1,000 active members with one common goal: Completing nukes with new teammates. The owners offer guaranteed nukes for Rebirth and Urzikstan, with the quickest delivery and most competitive rate on the market. Join the Discord below and get your nuke today.
The Taq Evolvere is literally one of the best guns in the game right now at every single range, and if you're not using this, you're going to be gravely disappointed, and you'll see right now. Throw on the L4R flash hider for muzzle flash concealment, recoil control, and gun kick control. Next, throw on the LRF Righteous Long Barrel for bullet velocity and range, aiming out of sway, aim walking speed, and recoil control at the cost of aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, hip fire attack, stance spread, and sprint speed. Put on the Brune Pivot Vertical Grip for the gun kick control, vertical recoil, aiming out of sway, and firing aim stability at the cost of horizontal recoil, aim down sight speed, and sprint to fire speed. Put on the 100 round 5.56 belt for bullet velocity, recoil control, gun kick control, and sprint to fire speed at the cost of ammo reserve, damage, and damage range. Finally, put on the Jack Glasses Optic for the precision sight. Trust me, this is what you want to have on there. Finally, I get to show you guys how amazing this thing is. As somebody that has not been on for a few days, I can literally just hop on and easily use this weapon. It takes no effort at all, and I still have half a mag left after taking out 3 enemies. So make sure you guys have this class set up on, and please try it out for yourselves. I know you guys are going to absolutely love the Taq Evolvere because it really gets the job done, and I think it's actually one of the best choices out of all the top 10.